The rights activists say scores of Bahraini children still remain in Bahraini jails. Bahraini activists say the Al Khalifa regime keeps Bahraini children in adult prisons. The activists have also called for an end to the torture of children in regime prisons. Scores have been killed and thousands more arrested in recent months as part of the Saudi-backed crackdown on anti-regime protests in Bahrain. A report last month found the regime guilty of using excessive force and torture against protesters. And right now we have breaking news coming in from Syria. Let's take a look at that. State TV telling us that 2 bombs have hit security service bases in Damascus. The latest news coming in from Damascus, we're hearing of 2 bomb explosions. No news yet on who has caused those explosions. Syria saying that terrorists have attacked security facilities in Damascus. Of course, we'll have to wait yet for more information about possible casualties from that attack. Of course, we'll give you all the details as we get them. Meanwhile, Asma Darwish is a Bahraini activist joining us now on the line from Manama in Bahrain to share her comments with us about the situation there. Asma, we've been reporting here on Press TV about the children arrested by the Manama regime. What do we know about their conditions, their numbers, why they were arrested and why they are still in jail?
Hello, my dear. First of all, there are so many prisoners who in Bahrain are still detained, and since March crackdown, they have been subjected to verbal assault and to discrimination and to physical torture. And the UN report demanded Bahraini regime to release all political prisoners. In Bahrain, there are so many prisoners who are below 20 years old. One of them is my cousin, who was released just 4 days ago. He's 16 years old, and he is said to be tortured and beaten up, and he was taken to a trial, and he was looking so shocked, and he was not expecting that. And he was not even involved in any protest. He was just standing outside his house when a crackdown happened. Another example is a young male who is called Bassam Shabib. He's 18 years old, and he was sentenced for 10 years in a case, and he has been in a military trial. I have some stories that I interviewed some people who were released under 18, whom legs were hammered, and they were subjected to sexual abuse, and they were put into mental and emotional pressure. Those stories are happening here in Bahrain, like in a common way, and Bahraini police and Bahraini prisons are practicing those practices against young people commonly.
Right, Asma, of course we remember the Bahrain committee raising allegations about this as well, saying that torture and abuse has been used. What has changed since that report came out? Has there been any kind of action from the rulers, any kind of investigation, even action from human rights groups or international bodies about the situation that you're describing for us?
Actually, the human rights organizations are working very hard to put an end for those practices, but there is no single indication from the regime that they are trying to investigate what happened, because I believe those torture were systematic. They were happening by an order from the regime itself. One example is Zainab al-Khawaja example. It said that she has been tortured as well. Like so many other stories that they did not get enough media attention to appear on media. What's happening is that young people in Bahrain, and so many of them are university students or school students, they have been arrested inside the campus and they were investigated with, and I was one of those students who went through an investigation inside the campus, and then I was expelled for my pro-democracy activities. And those students are to study, and they are to create the future of Bahrain. If we put them under pressure, mental pressure and physical pressure, what is the future of Bahrain? Bahrain that we would be expecting, you know. So many young people, after being arrested and they were released, they just left Bahrain because they no longer have a future here in Bahrain. And the regime has not dealt fairly with those young people, and they have treated them, as you said, like adults, and they were kept in adult prisons, and they were they have been taken to military trials.
Okay, thank you very much. Asma Darwish, Bahraini activist.